Now, the moment that you all have been waiting for, the drafting stage, where we have Badang, Phovius, Matilda, and Fanny. That's already been thrown into the mix. Nothing too out of the ordinary just yet. I would say that the Badang may be a small little bit of a surprise. But after that, we still have got a couple of heroes that we gotta definitely go for. Kalian is still available. Harif just joins into the fray. What else do we gotta see?
Well, I feel like for ONIC, they won't really be too concerned about banning the Kalia. Again, we've seen teams prove that the hero is beatable, right? Kalia can do well, but a lot of prerequisites are required to really have full impact on the Kalia. Burst damage, a good front line. So I feel like they might be more inclined to just take out another like prio pick. Maybe the Suyo as well, or maybe they want to trade the Kalia for the Suyo. No, the Sushin actually, something that has been kind of important these days, kind of flying under the radar.
Yeah, so with Suyo currently available, that is going to be the first pick from the side of Team Falcons Mina. ONIC will respond, and currently, let's take a look down the most pick ladder, okay? We've got Hilda, Granger, Kalia, Cho, Sicilian, Jawhead that is currently still available to be picked. So it's really just either one of these, and it really just kind of depends on what ONIC is really looking out for. I would say that the jungler pick is not that important at this point in time since the Suyo has already been picked, unless they really want to pick the
There are also shadows.
Oh, the Law Yi, we forgot. It's the Sushin for combat, but it's the Law Yi for the flexibility. I mean, Super Prince just had a masterclass on that Law Yi just yesterday, so man, that's crazy. But along with that, the Hilda that we've been kind of talking about having less of an impact, in the right circumstances, especially against assassins, you can end up zoning away the assassin. That's a way for teams to really get an advantage when it comes to the neutral objective. So Hilda, Lo Yi, and the response is the Granger immediately, the only unbanned gold laner. But you have to remember, you can go Irithel against this Granger and have a swell time in the lane.
That is true. So that actually having an Irithel for the side of ONIC for the R2 pick might actually be a pretty good pick. Unfortunately, Harif has been banned, so we're gonna get that out of the way. Hanzo in the hands of Kyrie. Okay, I thought for a moment we might be looking at a Hayabusa and perhaps don't have to snap pick the jungler that quickly, but they're gonna go straight for that.
The Hanzo, so there's a chance here for Team Falcons Meta to ban away the Irithel. There's a chance for them to ban away the Jawhead as well, because remember, Keyboy and Pickoff, it's a combo you do not want to go up against. Keyboy is super well known. They can, they have to pick one right now, so exactly. Now they have to pick one, because against Keyboy, I'm pretty sure you do not want to have him just have this free opportunities to just go for an engage, because even on a Kalia, it's going to be difficult to kind of read out his attack patterns, because this guy has so many angles he approaches from. Never keeps it stale. Always a new way, a new surprise for you at every single team fight.
Yeah, so actually, I'm kind of thinking just how much timing is required for you to
all the injustice in the world.
Use of your title strike to land right at the same time of the unstoppable force. But it doesn't seem like ONIC Indonesia is gonna jump straight in onto the Jawhead, although I would say that's pretty darn likely. They have decided to pick up a Moskov first and look at what Falcons Mina has got in store for them. There is a lot of single target capabilities from the side of ONIC Indonesia at this point in time, and when it comes down to the lane controls, it is pretty darn good as well. So the one response that they want to see from Falcons Mina is what mage they're going in. If they don't find a need to push the waves too hard in the middle lane and Loi can handle herself, then I think Jawhead should be a pretty good pick.
I feel like it's also about the team fight composition. If Team Falcons Meta get a big AoE tool right here, ONIC might want to try and match it, right? But if they go for something different, then ONIC can double down on this aggressive style, the pick-off chance that Keyboy is really good for. Okay. And there you have it, an AOG in the hands of Team Falcons Meta and the Selena as well. Jawhead straight up. So it's going to be a bit of a pick-off match. And Team Falcons Meta, they actually have a great chance of like punishing ONIC if they kind of use a diversion carelessly, because with the AOG and the title strike as well from the Kalia, That's a great combo to land on all the members of ONIC, but that's only if they approach from a straightforward manner, if they don't kind of split apart.
I like this direction that ONIC Indonesia is going for, right? They have a lot of ways to actually make full use of the force ejector and just having the Hilda just go all ham, or perhaps even set up the battlefield for the rotation that the Loi is able to bring up, right? So the moment that someone is just gonna be thrown across the board, then that is a single yin or yang that is just gonna be affected on that one person. If that person want to go back, then you are definitely gonna be soaked in by the rotation, and you're gonna get hit by quite a lot and perhaps even longer crowd control. So this is a pretty strong lineup from the side of ONIC Indonesia, albeit I'm gonna have to say that even for the side of Falcons Mina, they do have a solid chance when it comes down to their draft. It all boils down to execution.
Yeah, with Team Falcons Mena, the fact they have the Suyo as well means that you can have so much flexibility right here. They don't want to go for a full fight, for a full dive, because the Selena and Gatot can be used aggressively and defensively, and the Suyo can do both. Can even poke from distance as well with the Selena. So we'll have to wait and see how that really plays out. But looking at the emblems right here, Keyboy definitely has the aggressive edge with the thrill on the jawhead, whereas for Bodo, he's just making sure he was going to be tanky, but Savero...
That's not what you want to see right off the bat. Savera doesn't have a lot of HP left, but I guess that this could be a pretty good bait for anyone that wants to make their way up to the northern side, which stands to be true, as Kalia has already been making her way up to the top, and so will Leave Me. They're somewhere right around the side. Unfortunately, when it comes down to this Blade Surge, it's not gonna hit anyone. Flicker already from the side of Boru to get himself out of the way. Not too sure whether that was a trigger finger or not, but okay.
It's a very early flicker, I'll be honest with you. It seems like Keyboy had a chance to try and make something happen right there, but it was a Hanzo. You know, in the early game, the Hanzo doesn't really do that crazy amount of burst damage. So, especially on a Kalia with full defensive emblems, the firmness and the tenacity, I feel like Boro could have been a bit more patient with it. But look at this, a stun already.
Immediately, Boro makes his way right into the midst of everyone, while Kyrie goes straight in for a good amount of damage, and Boro doesn't seem like he will be able to stay alive for any time longer unless he finds a way to vault past. But that's not going to be the case. Ryota is going to find himself an eye for an eye. It is going to be an EXP laner for a Roma at this point in time. And this is actually going to give an opportunity over to Falcons Mina to take the turtle.
ONIC are focusing too much on getting the pick off, and they have to by all means. They have the damage, and they can't really have the same AoE impact that Team Falcons Mena does. So they use everything onto Boro, but they traded Ryota for it. And not to mention, with the Revitalize and the healing that both Orange Bob 25 and Boro have, they can sustain for an obscene amount of time here. You know, Gatot regen, along with the Kalia, they can heal the Gatot as well. Not something you want to try and fight in the early game, I would feel. Also with the Selena having more skills at her disposal pre-level 4, I feel like ONIC could have taken it a bit slow right there. But now that they have a level 4 Low Yi, we'll have to see if there can be a diversion play. But no, Keyboy gets jumped on.
That's going to be the Title Strike. They're just going to be working on Keyboy, but not going to be a Tsunami Slam at this point in time. A good force ejector to kind of throw Boro away, just to make sure that he will stay alive a little bit longer.
Team Falcons is doing a great job just pushing the aggression. They know they have the right tools. And Sensei actually is clearing the wave really well against Sans. But look at Savero.
There's going to be a fight up in the northern side. Savero gets a pretty good pin between Koba as well as Boro. He's going to live to see another day even after a 3-man gank.
It's a bit of a signature pick for Savero actually, the Moskov. So it's not surprising that we're seeing it here. But it seems like Team Falcons Mena have plans for that lane, dude. They're sticking around and trying to find an opportunity to try and go for a dive potentially.
Wow, okay. The very fact that Falcons Mina is putting a lot of pressure up in the top lane and ONIC actually did not respond too well. Never mind, I take that back. That is going to be a force rejector, but the the Tidal Strike for Boro got her right out of the midst.
I mean, it was well played by ONIC to a degree, because Savero was just playing it safe when he doesn't know where the opposition is. And then when Kiwi walks up, he has a bit more security, and then he walks up. So at that point, when Team Falcons Meta go for a small engage, a skirmish, they were pretty confident at just going for it. But now we're back to the turtle situation, and ONIC, they don't have time to go for a divergent setup right here.
Yeah, Kyrie's not going to be showing himself just yet. He made his way over to the orange buff, but ONIC just wants to reset this turtle time and time again just to make sure that Kyrie hits the right level. And in fact, at level 8 versus Leave Me, and currently at level 7, this is going to be the fight that we're going to be looking out for. As now immediately we do have a Tsunami Slam just going to be rocking down onto Ryota, while the turtle is just going to be taken down from the side of Kyrie. The entirety of ONIC is going to be A-OK, while Kyrie is just going to be pushing Leave Me away.
Great moves by ONIC right there. Great macro, man. Having Severo land that Spear of Destruction at the right moment, sending Ryota to zone away Leave Me right before the fights even begin. Team Falcon's meta thought they have the advantage in the AoE, but then they walk into that fight, allowing Suns to apply that yin-yang effect to multiple members. And that just makes things a bit difficult. And that was an attempt to try and punish Kyrie, but he was way too low. Leave Me alone right here. Ooh,
it's gonna be
a risky play.
Yeah, very risky in fact. But now Boro in the Pixel Burst is not gonna be taken down that easily though. But a quick little... Oh, okay. I don't think that that's too big of a deal, but Boro is just constantly just going neck and neck against Ryota. But as you can see, it's not really doing too much damage. While in the meantime, up to the top lane, the Unstoppable Force plus the Flicker throws Koba right back into the turret, and that is more than enough for ONIC to get the kill.
Like, Kiwo is just quick with that Flicker Ejector combo, dude. And he can target specific members using that combo. It's not something that he just, like, randomly taps. Kyrie, though, going for the 1v1.
And just gonna go straight in for the Devastator and deals more than enough damage to bring Leave Me down.
Wow, man, he just waits out that, the Soul Snatch and makes sure that he just goes and basic attacks Leave Me to death. It's almost like he doesn't really have any way of kind of outmaneuvering and escaping from the situation. Because if Leave Me dashes out, I think Kyrie could have pursued still. So that's the Hanzo starting to snowball, man. 3-0, good farm, good clearing. 2 levels ahead of Leave Me on the Tsuyo. It's not looking good for Team Falcon's mana at all.
But at least they still have got the T1 turret in the middle lane. They will slowly start to lose that though, because the bottom lane does seem to have a small tiny little push. Not too sure if whether that is more than enough to get the turret taken down, unless Severo does something about it. We do have Granger that will slowly make his way down too, so I would say that the Granger is definitely out of the fight for this upcoming turtle, while in the meantime Severos can still make his way to the turtle with a well-placed Spear of Destruction.
You're seeing here the lack of damage of Team Falcon's mana is allowing Ryota to just walk in the right between them impudently.
Wow, okay, he's literally just gonna go in between of 2 person. He's buying a lot of time, while in the meantime, the rest of the members from the side of ONIC, especially for Kyrie, he focuses 1 person down. The Pinnacle Ninja is still surviving very darn well. In fact, that is gonna be Orange Bob almost getting a kill down on the Suns. While right now we do have Severo. He's just going to be right in the midst of the battle, only to be taken down by Leave Me. The rest of ONIC is slowly getting collapsed down by Falcon's Mina.
Not the ideal scenario, but ONIC, they have Kyrie on the turtle, and he got it, and he can get out.
He's gonna be fine for now, but he joined in with the Pinnacle Ninja. Perfect Demon Sword that actually allowed everyone to be knocked up together, allowing Sans to pick up a double.
Oh, my apologies, Kyrie. I wasn't familiar with your game. I thought he was trying to dip out after getting the turtle, but with the Yin-Yang effect landing on all 3 members and Sans just outputting all that damage, he just goes back right in. That's a 5-0 Hanzo at this point, and now it gets difficult because for Team Falcon's mana, they're gonna be forced to use most of their crowd control to try and stop Kyrie from deleting Sensei or Leave Me or Koba. Right? All the backline members now for Team Falcon's mana are gonna be so vulnerable, and they don't even have the right amount of damage to burst down the Pinnacle Ninja and shut down Kyrie's offense right now. A 4K gold lead for ONIC, and it's looking more difficult as time goes on.
Crowd control will be the name of the game. Well, in the meantime, Tsunami Slam onto a keyboard that does not have the Purify. He will go down to the hands of Leafy. Well, in the meantime, the Pinnacle Ninja is just going to be 1v4. Everyone take a look at this. He's right underneath the turret. But now Boro, he managed to take a good amount of crowd control just to force Kyrie right back into his original form. But wait, hold a second. Sans, he does have the Divergent all the way down to the bottom side. But what can he possibly do with all of this? Severo, he pushed down the bottom lane, so at least they will be able to congregate together. And now it is going to be yin and yang. They're just going to be working on one another. Spear of Destruction. Severo teleports right into it, but not quite enough to get a kill down to the orange bot, but they will move on forward, over to get a kill, down onto Burrow. Leave me, quick snipe down when it comes down to his archery skills, but he will move backwards. He don't see anyone within of this pixel brush, as this is going to put Ryota right in the face of Leafy, but he will at least still stay alive with a quick blade surge.
Dude, look at how aggressive ONIC is playing, man. They are approaching from all the angles, and because they're at a gold advantage right now, they are sure that if it comes to 5 individual 1v1s, they can outdamage the members of Team Falcon's Mena, which is why they don't seem too concerned about setting up a front line. Everyone is just diving together and going for individual outplays, and Team Falcon's Mena have no idea what to do about it. They can't use the AOG defensively because there's no one zone where everyone's going to be kind of grouped up together. And look at this, man. That's going to be the diversion.
Oh, immediately with the Demon Thorn, was hoping that there will be someone in that small little bush, but at least they managed to get a kill down to Cobra. This is great value as they just took down the Lord and even the Marksman all by themselves. As now, Falcon's Mina, with their back against the wall, with so many of these waves pushing in and Leafy being stuck in here, what can he possibly do? As Keyboy threw Ryota right in the turret to tank a decent amount of damage just so that Severo can get that kill.
The creative ways to engage right here. Diversion again on the back line.
What was that? Kyrie in his Pinnacle Ninja ran into the diversion just so that he can get over to the back lines. Enough to get a kill down onto Leave Me, but no more Pinnacle Ninja for the next few fights.
Oh, look at Koba, man. Whoa, you gotta be careful.
Oh, Kobe! Not exactly the Koba, but a Kobe onto Koba.
From downtown, man. Severo on the Moskov is just lethal. And Kyrie, whoa, hang on a second.
Oh, wow. That's actually very
Severo?
painful. Whoa, Severo, your positioning? What is this? He's gonna be fine though. He's gonna be fine. Oh, okay. So at least Orange Bob doesn't have the taunt. But what is this? Kyrie is actually going over to the back line. Demon Thorn, enough DM damage. Almost a kill down on Sensei. But now, the main thing is that they bought enough space to bring down the inhibitor turret in the bottom lane. That might not be over just yet though, as that is gonna be 2-man knockup and for a lot of crowd control. Ryota gets a kill down on the orange bob. Kyrie still has got a Pinnacle Ninja, just jumps himself in the way, right over to Sensei. The Spear of Despair, or rather Destruction, lands on top of the Sensei. Not enough to get a kill, but at least Leafy and Orange Bob is no longer in the vicinity.
Oh boy, ONIC. What are they doing, man? They're completely disrespecting Team Falcon's Mena. Severo dove into the base 1v3 and now he's still doing it. Just not backing away. Only one turret left and ONIC are definitely gonna take it, man. With 2 members down, they can keep going.
Yeah, Severo is not giving a damn in the world. He's just putting all of his attack speed onto the core. Until then, it is going to be Orange Bob, hoping that he'll be able to do a decent amount of the taunt right down onto him. But he did not survive for long. And now they've got a Pinnacle Ninja coming from the side of Kyrie. Not quite enough to do the amount of damage, but at least Severo gets the win onto the core as he focus fired that down.
Oh man, that's a tough loss to take for Team Falcon's Mena. And honestly, more than anything